Hi, this is Brett with Appliance Repair Marketing, and I've got a customer who's requested us look at another keyword area, Appliance Repair Frisco, which he would like to rank for. And one of the things I do when I get a request from a client is I always go to the keyword search for that term and do a little digging, doing a looking around at who's competing and how strong they are. So today, let's see who comes up first. In Appliance Repair Frisco, which is just north of Dallas, we see Able Appliance Service coming in at number 1. Let's go look at the site. Nice site. But let's look under the hood, because that has a lot to do with how well you rank, how fast your site is. Okay, so Able Appliance Repair is coming out at a 55 out of a possible 100. You have to remember that Google looks at two things when it ranks a site. It looks at how relevant the site is in terms of the keyword term that was searched, and it also looks at how fast the site is, because how fast the site is has a great deal to do with how fast they can deliver it to your clients. And that has a lot of bearing on whether they actually use your site or back out and try to use someone else's site. Okay, let's see. The second thing I like to do in assessing a site is go to Backlink Watch and see how many links they have. Okay, and as you can see, Appliance Repair Frisco has very few links, or the links that are there are either so spammy that they're not coming up in the Backlink Watch report, or they are so new that they haven't been had a chance to actually register yet and show up. Needless to say, that makes a pretty big opening in this keyword search term. The number 2 result I come up with is Fleming Appliance Repair. Let's look at their page speed. They're not bad. They're at 76. Their desktop runs around a 77, but not bad is definitely not good either. Both of these should be in the green. When we build sites through Appliance Repair Marketing, they almost always run between 97 and 100 on the speed meter, which is why we tend to do so well in search results. A look at their backlinks tells me that they, just like the number 1 competitor, either have spammy backlinks, or the backlinks that are there have not been around long enough to actually show up in the Backlink Watch report. We're going to bypass the Yelp reviews. As you can see, I'm not working on them, and also these customer reviews. Review sites tend to not rank as well as regular sites because they're almost always using a deep page. In other words, not their main index page to rank with, but one of the pages that is deep down in the site. As you can see, as in this one, this is Yelp, so naturally it has a page devoted for that, but Yelp has millions of pages, so they're obviously not going to get a lot of links on these sub pages. Same thing is going to be true with this review site, Customer Lobby. I can almost always get on top of these review sites. That's not an issue. Okay, so that was our first and second we've reviewed. Let's look at the third one, Frisco Refrigerator Repair. And Frisco Refrigerator Repair, it's a nice site. This text here is a little unreadable. I won't go heavily into user experience now, but user experience and what your users see when they get to your site has a lot to do with how well it converts. Anyway, let's go look at their page speed. Love the page speed. Tool. Oop, obviously I didn't get the right one in there. Let's come back and run their page speed and see what they have. And the Google Page Speed tool simply tells you how fast a site downloads. And the beautiful thing about it is that it will also give you suggestions on how to improve the download time. Now, some of those suggestions it's going to come back with are going to be fairly complex. Some of them also are going to be fairly simple as well in terms of what you can do. Eliminating a couple of these things you're going to see here, eliminating render blocking JavaScript and CSS and above the fold content. That's too difficult to go into right now. I'll do another video on that. That's something you're going to have a hardcore developer for, as is probably leverage browser caching and enabling compression. Those are pretty in-depth subjects when you start into messing around in your browser and the htaccess files you have to modify to get this stuff to work. Minifying JavaScript and minifying CSS, that's kind of average stuff. If your framework lets you do it, on a lot of these you're going to find that your framework will not let you do it. If you're working in Drupal or WordPress or Squarespace, a lot of times they're not going to give you back-end access so you can fix these things. One you can almost always fix, though, is optimizing your images. As you can see here, a lot of times these images are just way too big, as in this one. We could compress this image and save a 95% reduction. Whichever image this one is referring to, that image is 95 times too big. So no wonder it's not getting a good score. Okay, so let's go back to Frisco Refrigerator Repair, our third spot. We can see they only score 55 on mobile. They only score 62 on desktop. And I also like to stroll down and see what they're getting for their actual user experience, because that can have something to do with it as well. They're getting 95 out of 100 on user experience, which is not bad. However, when we go to look at their backlink watch, and this is what makes links curious, they have more links than either one of the top two competitors. Obviously, they have 67 links. However, when we start looking at their links, we see that they are particularly overly optimized for this one term right here, Texas Refrigerator Repair. Which is probably too broad of a term to start off with, because it's not going to get the local people in Frisco targeted, which is what they're trying to do. And if you look at it, you're going to see that a lot of these links are coming from sites, from the same site. And that's not necessarily good, because that just means it's a forum site. You can post a comment, you can do whatever, and get a link there. But as you can see, there's already a lot of links on some of these pages, like our Home Appliance Info. That page already has 108 links. So this is the reason why, even though they have a lot of links, they're poor quality links, which is why they can't compete in this term, or why they're not competing well. Obviously they can. And if we use one more tool to actually look at their anchor text distribution, the anchor text is the text that is in the link and points back to the site, we can see that they are overly optimized on almost everything. And here's this Texas Refrigerator Repair. This is, you can see this term, they're way overly, 40% of their links are coming from this one term. So obviously that's why they're doing badly, because they're not targeting the terms they need to be targeted so that they can show up for the search results. We don't see one link here that says Appliance Repair Frisco. And while I'm not going to go into the distribution of anchor text, you gotta include the target that you want to show up for to be able to show up for it. It's just that simple. So, make a long story short, Appliance Repair Frisco is wide open. This is the kind of category I love to compete in, because there's very little professional competition. The people that are there are more than likely running do-it-yourself websites, which is why they are ranking poorly, and some of them, obviously one of them is not, it's at top. But as I said, this is a case where Google is seeing a lot of poorly optimized sites, so it's having to choose the best one to display as results. You can win off this, you can stay on top of this, as long as no one comes in your area with a properly optimized site, with properly optimized linking to the site. Then your site's going to be in trouble. So, make a long story short, this may be an area that you're going to see an appliance repair marketing site in very soon. Once again, this is Brett Singleton with Appliance Repair Marketing. I appreciate your time. Check in soon for more videos.